Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea. Dear listeners, now we start English language service of Voice of Korea from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. We now present a mixed colors, Song of General Kim Il-sung. enjoy your meal. Chorus. 성업하는 김종일.
You are listening to VOK, Voice of Korea, News Now.
The third enlarged meeting of the 7th Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea was held. Kim Jong-un, chairman of the Workers' Party of Korea and chairman of the Central Military Commission of the party, guided the meeting. Present there were members of the Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea, commanding personnel of services and corps, the General Political Bureau, and the General Staff of the Korean People's Army, the Ministry of the People's Armed Forces, the Ministry of People's Security, the Ministry of State Security, the Guard Headquarters, and the Armed Forces organs at all levels, and Deputy Directors of the Organizational Leadership Department of the Party Central Committee. Chairman Kim Jong-un analyzed the prevailing complicated internal and external situation and said that the meeting will discuss and decide on important organizational and political measures and military steps to further strengthen the overall armed forces of the country, including the People's Army militarily and politically, in line with the changing situation and demand of the vital period of the developing Korean Revolution, and deal with the organizational issue. The meeting discussed and decided on the organizational and structural measures to more thoroughly realize and guarantee the party's leadership of the whole armed forces of the country. It also discussed important issues to bring about a decisive improvement in the whole affairs of national defense and pivotal issues to keep increasing the self-defensive capabilities at an accelerating pace. The meeting comprehensively analyzed the work of all levels of units and sectors of the People's Army, pointed out the issue for correcting defects in irrational mechanism and structure, and some of the mistakes in military and political activities, and stressed again and newly presented the sectional tasks to thoroughly implement the military line and policies of the party, and thus radically increase the defense capabilities of the country. It discussed and decided on the issue for organizing, expanding, or reorganizing new units according to the military and strategical intention of the party, the issue for changing the affiliation of some units, an important military issue, and measures for changing the deployment of units. The meeting also recalled some members of the Central Military Commission of the party and filled the vacancies. It dealt with the organizational issue on dismissing, transporting, and newly appointing some commanding personnel of armed forces organs and corps commanders. Chairman Kim Jong-un reports the recent merits and demerits in the work of the People's Army and the problems that await an immediate solution, and indicated the concrete direction and ways to be held faster in the army building and military and political activities. He expressed the belief that all the commanding personnel will perform new miracles and heroic feats in the worthwhile struggle to defend the country and people and make the people live happily and realize their ideas under the traditional, proud and glorious slogan of the People's Army. Let us take upon ourselves both national defense and socialist construction, and thus fulfill their sacred mission and duty given by the times and revolution.
Foreign political party leaders praised the undying exploits of the great leader Kim Jong-il in their messages and letters sent on the occasion of the 8th anniversary of his demise. The chairwoman of the Party for Peace and Unity of Russia said the great Kim Jong-il lives forever as an indomitable fighter and ardent patriot who defended the honor and dignity of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the Korean people. She added that he proved in practice the validity and vitality of the Juche ideal and Songun or military-first politics. The senior leader of the Indian People's Party praised His Excellency Kim Jong-il as an outstanding statesman who devoted his life to the prosperity of the country and happiness of the people, and as a peerlessly great man who presented the single-hearted unity as the revolutionary philosophy of the Workers' Party of Korea and laid a solid ideological and theoretical foundation for the victory of the Korean Revolution. The national chairman of the Convention of the United Democratic Congolese pointed out that Kim Jong-il will remain alive in the minds of the progressive humanity as the defender of the socialist cause. Youth and students from across the country on a study tour of the revolutionary battle sites in the area of Mount Baekdu arrived in Mubong and held a meeting around the campfire on the 21st. They expressed their excitement in revolutionary poems and songs, including the full-length epic Mount Baekdu chorus revolutionary song and mixed chorus Song of the Red Flag. They underlined their unshakable will to prepare themselves more firmly as there is strong in ideology and faith, who are armed with the revolutionary spirit of Mount Baekdu and as brave warriors for accomplishing the revolutionary cause of Juche. They danced merrily to the tune of revolutionary songs around the campfire. Successes are registered at the construction site of the Banton Power Station in the DPRK. The soldier builders and shock brigaders cut more than 26,000 meters of pilot tunnel of the main waterway, expanded over 420,000 cubic meters of waterway tunnel, and carried out at least 46,000 cubic meters of concrete coating this year. The Gange Silk Thread Factory in Jagang Province has established a new silk thread production process and started the production. The process, equipped with new machinery ranging from cocoon sorting to cocoon boiling, reeling, and packing, makes it possible to process cocoons in time and thus ensure the actual production rate and quality of goods on a higher level. According to the South Korean online newspaper Tongyil News, a people's protest group launched actions in front of the Institute for Defense Studies in Seoul on the 17th in demand of a stop to the negotiations on the upkeep of the U.S. forces. The protesters denounced the United States for having pressurized South Korea unilaterally while insisting on the demand for 6 trillion won of money, which is more than 5 times of the upkeep of its forces during the negotiations. They asserted that rejecting the brigandist demand of the United States and discontinuing the negotiations will help guarantee peace of the Korean Peninsula and Northeast Asia. You are listening to VLK, Voice of Korea, Kim Hyun-ok and Ma Keum-sung in Pyongyang.
Now you will enjoy female chorus, songs resounding in my country.
울려 퍼지는 문수님 노래 인민이 바치시는 사랑 고마워 진상으로 부르는 hun모님 노래 hun모님 노래 감사 집에 들어가서 이 땅 끝까지 끝이 없어라 문수님 노래 서서 찾아 일터 찾아 가시는 길에 이 바라는 주님 노래
Please enjoy violin ensemble. Joyful is my mind.
children. The respected Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un visited the Pyongyang Baby Home and Orphanage on January the 1st, 2104 or 2015 to wish the children a Happy New Year. He looked from the dining room, education room, bedroom, wading pool, intellectual playroom, and different other places to learn about how the children were spending the New Year's Day. Wherever he dropped in, the children threw themselves into his arms, calling him Fatherly Marshal and Father. They told him of their dream in which they sang a song in front of him, wearing pretty clothes sent by him, and proudly said that they eat fish, meat, confectionery, bread, and honey. Kindly looking at them, he said with an air of satisfaction, "All children have become plump, bright, and lively, and they are all clever. I am very pleased to see the orphans longing for parental affection spend the New Year's Day joyfully. How good it is to celebrate the New Year's Day with them in such a wonderful cradle for them. I feel a pride in the difficult yet worthwhile road we have taken. They convince me more firmly of the bright future of our country." Kim Jong-un appreciated the New Year performance given by orphans. They sang of their happiness and joy. They thanked the fatherly Marshal Kim Jong-un, saying at the top of their voice that they had eagerly waited for him to come, and really good is the palatial new house built by him. That day, he requested the officials, nurses, teachers, and employees of the Pyongyang Baby Home and Orphanage time and again to bring up the children wonderfully with maternal love and had a photo taken with them. Infinitely bright and rosy is the future of the Korean children, with Kim Jong-un as their father.
That was an account under the title, Blessed Children. This is Voice of Korea. Now you will enjoy 비밀 소리의 방송의 Evening.
간절한 소원 그 누가 들어준다면 부의 하늘을 나는 날개를 주려마 소몰리 아득한 상공을 배서로 날고 나
Now here's a light music for pizzicato. Stars whisper. 1, 2, 3.
Now you will enjoy the song. We love party flag. We live with the red party flag of guidance. It leads every step of life to glory. The flutter relates the breath of dignified life. The flag filled and quenched by fire of faith. Our hearts devoted to revolution will beat under the flag. Now you will enjoy band music. Glory to our great party. dance music, pride of youth. Male chorus. Ode to the Youth.
하늘에 달을 꽂히며 별 있는
perpetuate a female soul in Pangsang. We like passionate life.
봄날이 한 시즌 피는 꽃으로 인생을 살아가면 무슨 삶이랴 눈 속에도 꽃이 피고 내가 하는
With this, we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Europe between 15 and 16 hours UTC, between 18 and 19 hours UTC, between 21 and 22 hours UTC, and between 13 and 14 hours UTC on 7,570 kHz and 12,015 kHz. For North America, between 15 and 16 hours UTC and between 13 and 14 hours UTC on 9,435 kHz and 11,710 kHz. And for Northeast Asia, between 4 and 5 hours UTC and between 6 and 7 hours UTC on 7,220 kHz, 9,445 kHz, and 9,730 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.